I'll start off tonight's show by giving all praises to the Most High God for the opportunity, for the air in our lungs, for the words that come out of our mouth. May he bless every one of them. We prayed and asking him for guidance and grace and mercy. Says it shouts out to all four corners of my hometown, the East Side Watts. It's your boy Bam Bam Bellion coming at you one more time. Want to watch three favorite sons representing 10 foes where I stand 10 toes down on my side of town. East side ours because the east side is ours and we take care of ours. I want to go start this show off first and foremost with this scripture that y'all see on the screen right there. Everybody take a read on your own, but I'll read it out loud for anybody that happens to be just listening. We're dealing with the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. At this point, man, we walking around willingly ignorant, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to know no better. We like things just the way that they are. We think it's cool. We think it's cute. You know what I'm saying? It's like the willingly ignorance of our people is just, at this point, is low-key. It's unacceptable at this point, man. Not dealing with the day and age that we are in now. We're in an age where information is abundant. And anything you really want to know, you can study and learn now. They can't hide nothing no more. But, you know, like that old saying, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. So, yeah, that tends to still be having its way, I guess. Shouts out to my man Deuce, man. I see you up in here, Deuces. 10 foes, 10 toes, East Side ours, representing. But yeah, man, that being said, dude, I want to get off into these videos, man. Get off into this reaction video, man. What's going on with the Hoovers, man? There's a lot of craziness going on with my brothers, with my grooves. You know, the Crips and Bloods. You know, the Bloods are my brothers, the Crips are my cousins, but the Hoovers are my grooves. The Pirus are my trues. I don't turn my back on none of my family that don't turn their back on me. I love every one of y'all because I know who you really are. Lack of knowledge, my people should, like, for the lack of knowledge, man, my people will suffer and perish. This is real talk, man, just because you don't know. But at the same time, we don't want to know. This, my dear family, is a problem. You understand what I'm saying? But that being said, let's get off into these videos, man, and we can get our reaction on about this whole thing because, yeah. This is crazy, the stuff that's been going on with my family. But I love my family no matter. We all love our family no matter how crazy they are. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to get off into these videos, man, because it is what it is. And it needs to be talked about because it's what's going on.
A party in downtown LA turns deadly.
That's so fast. That's so fast. Not so fast. Ain't even switched over to the channel yet, home gal. Boom. Now you can talk.
2 people shot to death, one of the victims, a father of 3. That's according to family members. And tonight, the LAPD is still searching for that shooter. NBC4's Macy Jenkins live in downtown LA with more for us. Macy?
Hi there, Colleen. Well, Doriso's father says he told his son over and over again not to come down to this area. In addition to the 2 people who died, 6 others were injured in the early morning shooting here in downtown Los Angeles. All of this happening 2 hours after police had shut down a warehouse party in the area. Now, LAPD says they noticed around 11 o'clock Sunday night a large warehouse party near Paloma and East 14th Place here in downtown Los Angeles. About 50 to 60 people were there in attendance. Officers shut it down, arrested 1 person for possession of a firearm, and cleared the scene. And 2 hours later, officers got a radio call reporting shots fired at the same location. 29-year-old Gregory Doriso was shot and pronounced dead here at the scene. His father, Judner Doriso, says his son had 3 children, all under the age of 5.
I've been telling them to stay away from her son. You got your son, you can tell him what you do. You keep telling him over and over, over and over, over and over and over and over.
Oh, wait a minute, big dog. And yeah, you might want to check that accent, man. That's around they had you over to ISIS. You know, you one of them black folks with that accent. You're not gonna get. They cooperate with ICE when it comes to you. Be careful with that accent. That's considered a biometric evidence. Goddamn devils.
A 52-year-old woman was also shot, according to police, and she transported herself to a nearby hospital. It was there that she was pronounced dead. 6 others were injured. 2 men remain hospitalized in critical condition, while 4 others are hospitalized and stable. LA Mayor Karen Bass issued a statement saying those responsible for the overnight violence will be held accountable. Now, according to a flyer that NBC4 obtained, the warehouse party was an unofficial after party for the Hard Summer Music Festival that took place over the last 2 days at Hollywood Park in Inglewood. Now, officers say they're still looking for the person responsible, and anyone who attended the party should reach out to them to give information in this investigation. They're still trying to, however, connect that party to the shooting. So much more to come in the ongoing investigation. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Now, hood days are one of the most common events in gang culture, and have always been.
Now, before the youngster get off into his story, his talk, what's my young man's channel? It's in the link, man. The link is in the description. I like the young man's reporting. But yeah, man, you heard what they said, man. Hood days, man. I don't got nothing against hood days. I mean, I think people should have reunions in any kind of way possible. I understand there's a lot of wickedness going on at these reunions, man, but a lot of times there's a lot of love too, man. It's sad that we've had to create an auxiliary culture, man, that is genocidal. We had black nationalist culture before this, man, but you know, COINTELPRO saw to it that they got rid of that, and this is what it got replaced with. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man.
Been a big thing in Los Angeles going back decades. Gang members take their hood days serious, from their clothes, where they hold their events, to what activities they do. Every month you're bound to see a gang have their hood day. In August, you have a host of gangs. Some of the most known gangs in LA County, like the A-Tray Gangsters and the Hoovers, and the A-Tray Hoovers to be exact.
8-9 East Coast, 8-9 families. You got a whole lot of hood days going down in the month of August. September too.
The A-Tray Hoovers were founded in the 1970s, and ever since, been one of the most active Hoover sets, covering a large turf, having a lot of members, and some of the most active Hoover members. The A-Tray Hoovers are one of the Hoover sets always showing out for their hood day, throwing large parties in their turf, or just renting out venues for their gang, and other Hoover sets and allies to show up to. Just a few days ago, it was A-Tray Hoover Day, and they kicked off their day with members showing love to each other, posting each other, and all out repping their gang. In Manchester Park in the A-Tray's turf, which all the Hoovers claim to go to, will be a scene to pop out to. And the A-Trays even held a baseball game.
Westside Hoover.
There you go. Westside.
As the day continued, all the Hoovers were outside.
Hey, Trado, they're funkies, nigga. Fuck crabs. Fuck sissies. 80s, nigga.
This is the legacy that we done passed on to our babies, man. I personally feel like after 92, man, it wasn't supposed to be like this no more. I mean, it did evolve, it changed, because we got a lot of Crips and Bloods that get along right now today that never got along back in the 80s, but still, man, it's not helping our people.
Long live Cino, bitch.
On Hoover, 83 bands.
They're homies. Mr. Take a nigga, bitch. Yeah, I
Youngsters out here, wow, man, look at that. How is that happening without the connect? Anyway, but yeah, these youngsters out here, wow, he got the whole
80s, because my young shooters is that. Dead low.
Wow.
And you know in typical hood day fashion that a party would be held that night, and the location was downtown LA on 14 and Paloma Street. The Hoovers popped out, and you could see all over Instagram that they was turning up.
Yeah. My nigga, Big D-Lo back there.
Oh, man. Need guidance, man. Need proper guidance, man. Keep on listening. It's gonna be some discussions about some things that we gonna.
But while the party was going on,
a couple of things that's gonna hit a
LAPD
nerve.
was patrolling the area. Around 11 p.m. Sunday, they saw someone going into the party. More than 50 people were said to be at that party, which officers then shut down and cleared out the area. One person was arrested at the scene for being in possession of a gun.
Shit just started at 9. Like, nigga, they searching everybody one by one.
Hey, that's the thing about it, man. When they had these functions, you know they coming. So it's only a matter of time, right?
They said y'all gonna entertain us on this side. They told us to come.
But that didn't stop the Hoovers, and unfortunately, a few hours later, police returned to the scene for a shots fired call and found 8 people struck by gunfire. Video footage later showed a crazy scene unfolding in moments after the gunfire erupted, with people heard screaming and seen fleeing the area. 2 bodies were seen in the roadway, neither were moving.
The station in LA reports a man died at the scene and a woman died at the hospital. It's not clear what triggered the shooting or if police have identified any suspects. David Gonzalez from our ABC station in Los Angeles has the latest.
Diane, this story continues to develop here in downtown Los Angeles as LAPD investigates a mass shooting that occurred early this morning here off of 14th Street in Palo.
That was 8 people shot altogether. 2 passed away, 6 other injured. A couple of them critical. So yeah, man, it went down.
In downtown Los Angeles. Right now, we can confirm that 2 people have died and 6 others have been hurt in this shooting here in downtown Los Angeles. Off into the distance, you can see the investigation.
I've did security for these hood parties, for these hood days, man, and if they done properly, I mean, we was armed security. Everybody got search coming in. Nobody took no weapons inside. You understand? And we had communication with local PD and all of that. We orchestrated it real tight. And I mean, people partied and went home. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nobody got shot or none of that. And, you know what I'm saying? So people could party and have a good time and go home. It's just, you got to have your security got to be right. And your security code got to be upheld. You can't be letting it like certain brothers and certain cats come in with the pistol. Nah, man, that's how this kind of shit happens.
Investigation as homicide investigators try to piece together exactly what took place, but we have confirmed through officials that around 11 o'clock last night, LAPD officers were patrolling the area and spotted someone going into what they believed was an unauthorized party. Authorities believe that person may have been armed. Officers shut down the party and everyone inside was called out into the street. They estimate more than 50 people were inside at the time. During that time, one person was arrested for being in possession of a gun. LAPD says officers were then dispatched to another scene and left. Around 1 a.m., police responded to reports of a shooting in the same location of that first call. A total of 8 people were shot. 1 died at the hospital. He is described as a man between 25 and 30 years old. LAPD says another woman died at the hospital. 6 others were rushed to the hospital via ambulance or were self-transported, and at least 1 person was in critical condition and was in surgery. Right now, there is no information on a possible suspect, and right now they also do not know what may have triggered this incident.
At first, it was limited details about what happened, but a man died at the scene, and a 52-year-old woman was taken to a hospital, where she would later die from her injuries. 6 others were injured in the shooting. At least 1 of them was in critical condition. Police said some were transported to the hospital by ambulance, and others were self-transported. A 34-year-old man and a 37-year-old man were rushed to the hospital in critical condition, and 3 men 62, 28, and 26, and along with a 28-year-old woman were transported to hospitals, but they all were in stable condition. Witnesses said the shots came from a red car, but no one was identified, and the suspects are still at large. Now the 52-year-old woman killed was the mother of reputable A-Trey Hoovers, and was loved by the Hoover community, and was like a mama and auntie to a lot of the gang. But the crazy thing is, she was affiliated back in the day with the Rolling 90 Crips, a top rival for the Hoovers. She went by the name Africa. She was seen in the Real MVP TV's YouTube channel on the A-Track Hoovers vlog.
I wouldn't even guess where she's from. She's so logged in over here, I wouldn't even guess where she's from. She from 9-0, real good over here, won't nobody touch her. She from the op. Nate Bud 9-0, from over there.
That means she got a respect in.
Respect. Her sons is Lokes from over here.
Now, the 29-year-old man that was killed was named Greg. He was said to affiliate with the Hoovers, but not be an actual member. But some say this was false. He was said to be a producer, and also to be in his music, and fatherhood as well. But going to a party like this cost him his life. A lot of Hoovers will take to the internet sending their condolences or taking out their anger.
Yeah, my condolences to the families of the people that lost their life, man. That's sad, man. It's senseless. I mean, don't know what it was about, but it don't matter, man. Yeah, but I want y'all to just keep on as we continue to watch all of this and go over all of this. I just want y'all to keep on hearing that scripture in your head. Just keep on hearing that scripture in your head. What does it say? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. We don't want to know no better, man. We like it like this. And it's straight costing us, man. We losing, man. We the most hated people in the country, dog. And it's like we take it out on each other.
It's all-time worst, Hoove, on Bay Game. They do not take for niggas to like rally up on Instagram to go bust they fantastic groove.
That's another thing, man. This banging on this Instagram and on this internet stuff is wild. I mean, I'm an 80s baby girl. I did my rumbling and wrangling in the 90s, man. I could have never imagined the way these youngsters, I mean, I just make it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cats you always had known people, but it's like the way it is now. Anybody's face can be known, and everybody ain't ready for that. You understand, man? It's different.
On 70s, then niggas be want to like compare themselves to like Lokes on Hoover Street, groove on the set. You niggas groove. That's on 74 Hoover, bro. This shit is like different, bro. But the ones that is like active participants, Cram, on Hoover Street, y'all niggas H careful, groove, and stay dangerous, groove. The rest of you niggas with all this, oh, I'm really cool on this shit now on Hoover, groove. How you gonna be cool on some shit you never really even did nothing for it, groove? On Hoover, nigga, you niggas is retirements come early, groove, on 74 Hoover, groove.
That I agree with. He said retirements come early. Let's get to the next clip, man.
A disturbing sex trafficking bust. Several suspected gang members arrested.
What's going on with the Hoovers, man? What's going on? I see Big Dahu up in here. Shouts out to my brother Big Dahu. He just did an interview. I just shared it in my group. And What's Going On group. Y'all go over there and check that out, man.
Arrested, accused of forcing young girls into prostitution. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being with us. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Devine. Federal prosecutors here in LA say this is the first major takedown of a sex trafficking operation on that infamous Figueroa Street.
Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards spoke to the acting top prosecutor in our area about this bust, and she's live in Westwood tonight. Chelsea?
Yeah, well, this was a big bust. We're talking 11 alleged gang members, including 6 leaders of the Hoover criminal street gang, now indicted on these really...
They kill me when they be calling people leaders. You don't know any gang in LA's got no leaders, man. You got shot callers, but you don't got, ain't nobody head or nothing.
Disturbing charges. Take a look at some video. These are images that were mentioned in the indictment, things that they posted to social media. Prosecutors say the gang recruited girls as young as 14 years old, many of them runaways or kids from the foster care system.
Pay attention to that, man. Runaways, kid, man. When I was coming up, dude, some of my craziest homies that was most with the business, they was out of them placement homes, they was out of them group homes and foster homes. A lot of the chicks that was the wildest, that was the most promiscuous, man, they was out of them group homes, they was out of them foster homes. Everybody from LA, everybody from South LA, everybody know this. That's why I was saying it's something that was gonna strike a nerve. This is what I was talking about. This one of those key things that play a role in this, man. The enemy is wicked, man, and he's slick. Most of these young people coming out of these systems, especially when they done aged out and there's no real resources out there for them no more. You understand? A lot of these young people, they feel like nothing care about them anyway. And this is all they got. We gotta do better, y'all. Everything, man. We gotta love us, man. We gotta love us. If we don't look out for us,
Federal officials say those victims were regularly raped and drugged, all while being forced into prostitution. The alleged ringleader, a 25-year-old woman named Amaya Armstead, who goes by Lady Duck. Prosecutors say she and her co-defendants acted as pimps, using social media to recruit vulnerable teens and young
You dumb son of a bitch!
adults, then controlling them through violence, drugs, and intimidation. According to
You dumb son of a bitch!
the indictment, victims who disobeyed were assaulted, humiliated, they were denied food or drugs, and in some cases, branded with tattoos of their traffickers' street names.
I mean, these guys were prolific. They were the ones recruiting these young women and children.
They youngsters too, y'all. They young. Look at these faces, man. They babies. Like my daughter age, right? These is babies. They on Instagram recruiting the dude on Instagram. What he said, I need who interested in coming to join, getting on the blade for me. Must be obedient. The youngster had a little slogan that they don't enter. All of that stuff is admissible in court. Everything you write on your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever, that's admissible in court, man. They can use that against you.
They're ones out there selling them. They were out there enforcing by beating up these women and drugging them and raping them. And so today we're getting the worst of the worst people off the street, and there should be an impact on the community very quickly.
Federal prosecutors say the group controlled sex trafficking along a 3.5-mile section of Figueroa Street in South LA, known as the Figueroa Corridor, and they've been in control from February of 2021 until now. Tonight, we sat down with Lori Burns, a survivor who was trafficked into prostitution out of the foster care system as well. She has now made it her
You hear that?
life's mission to save victims
Out of the foster care system as well. Now listen to what she's gonna have to say.
like the ones from this case, founding the Teen Project, which provides wraparound services to foster and at-risk young women. She believes the system is broken for everybody involved.
The system is not broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. See, this is all part of that school to prison pipeline. They need to add. This is a part of that same piping system. You also have the foster home to prison pipeline, the group home to prison pipeline, the placement home to prison pipeline. This exists as well. No resources out here for these young people, and most of them haven't gotten no kind of real therapy. I've heard some horror stories. I'm talking about friends I grew up with of what goes on in them places. Man, y'all think all these lawsuits were lost between us? And you were in these juvenile centers and you were molested. There's a lawsuit. Those are state-run institutions. These privately run institutions, who's checking them? And who gonna make sure? Man, go on with that, man.
I am very sold on hurt people, because I see the girls, I know the stories. I know the stories of the men that have taken them.
Looking at those photos there, thinking of the industry of sex trafficking, and these suspects all seem fairly young.
Yeah, a lot of them, most of them, I would say in their early 20s, very young. And the ringleader, just 25 years old, and a woman as well. Experts say they often use women that are in the system themselves. They use them to get these younger girls to trust them before bringing them in to the same system that they're in. It's a horrible cycle.
A cycle, they say, goes on and on and on. It won't stop. Crazy, right? A cycle. They understand it's a cycle. That's very well understood, and there's nothing being put in place. That's like I said, the system is not broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. 400.
Yeah, just a sick industry. About the victims, do we have any idea how many there are?
Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. Now, I know Hoovers have...
That's my boy, Warren Cali. He's got the link in the description box. Check out his channel. He got a lot of stuff, a lot of information.
Been in headlines a lot recently. Something that wasn't common from the Hoovers.
Hey, I
but
see.
many vlogs and going...
I see my girl from Detroit is up in here. What's up, Christina? Hey, lady. Hey, lady. Up in the house.
on podcasts have recently put them in the spotlight, and even several Hoovers dissing each other and going back and forth on social media lately has put attention on them, to even just a few weeks back the A. Hoover's hood day being shot up, leaving 8 people shot. But once again, several Hoover members have been placed in the spotlight over a recent indictment that just came to the light. This report is based on the 31-count indictment and official statements from federal and local law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Attorney's Office, Homeland Security Investigations, and the Los Angeles Police Department. This information comes from court documents as well as public comments made.
This is what happens to people when they don't know who and what they are. They done been told they everything except a child of God. We start they actually believe that they're Hoovers. That's what I am. That's what I was born to be. A lot of these young people that's in the streets now, they got mothers, uncles, fathers, grandfathers, all of that was tied up in the street gang, was tied up in the crippling in the blood and culture. So they was raised and like born and raised into it. They feel like they have no other choice. They gotta be like this. Hey man, I understand being where you're from, man. But the thing about it is I understand why this condition exists, because nothing is set in line to help for you to discover your real roots. You understand? And it's being done on purpose, man. All nations are confederate against you to make sure you never remember who you are. So you'll think this is what you are. And this lifestyle, this genocidal lifestyle, will continue to destroy generations of our people, man, and our babies. Like I said, it's not broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Look at these youngsters, man. Look at them.
By authorities involved in an investigation. 11 alleged members of a street gang based in Los Angeles are facing federal racketeering charges, as well as being suspected in a trafficking ring. Mostly members of their Hoover criminal gang are accused of forcing victims to go on Figueroa, a known blade in Los Angeles, resulting in a 31-count federal indictment, the U.S. Department of Justice said in a news release. Amaya Armstead, aka Lady Duck, from 11 Deuce Hoover, was listed as a leader in this indictment. Now, if you've been tapped in with the Hoovers and certain individuals, you probably heard of Lady Duck. She was always on social media flexing money, living a lavish lifestyle, and always getting into incidents and fights. Lady Duck is a respected Hoover member, and her lifestyle...
I remember when banging used to be so much more secret. But hell, I'm old enough to remember when Hoovers was Crips. I remember the old Hoover blood remover slogan they used to have, and the let it drain, let it rain, let it drip. Sock him in his lip. If he asked me what's my trip, tell him his West Side Hoover. Yeah, I remember when y'all was Crips. But on some real stuff, man, banging is like mainstream. Blood and Crippin', dude, they did a real good job of taking a genocidal lifestyle and making it practically international on purpose. If I watch my other video, man, I'm gonna put the link in the description. Listen to how MCA talking about how these record labels wouldn't let them bang on their music when they first started, when they got signed. It was considered dangerous. It was considered a liability. Watch Warren G video Endo Smoke, when the dude trying to throw his hood up at the camera in the sky. They blurring his hands out. They don't do none of that no more, do they?
That she flexed online was said due to her pimping, and she branded all her 304s with her name. The Los Angeles police chief would say the exploitation of vulnerable women and trafficking them is one of the worst crimes you can commit. The victims in this case, many of them were runaways or grew up in the foster system and were preyed upon by individuals who sought to profit.
Keep on hearing that foster system talk, don't you? Keep hearing that, right?
Off their pain. Despite false promises or luxury lifestyles, they were instead drugged and sold. The victims were required to give up all their money. The Department of Justice said a victim who refused or who otherwise disobeyed faced discipline, including assault, public humiliation, and withholding of drugs or food, and victims were also branded with tattoos. According to this indictment, from February 2021 to August of 2025, the Hoovers largely controlled the trafficking in the area. According to the indictment, from February 2021 to August of 2025, the Hoovers largely controlled the area and also the trafficking going on around Figueroa, just known as Fig. The defendants allegedly helped each other by managing and monitoring each other's women. pooling resources to rent several motels for commercial dates, disciplining each other's victims, driving each other's victims to and from the street where they got dates.
Hey man, anybody know what's up, man? The magic carpet on Century and Fig was hoovered out. I don't know if they bought it or what I don't know what they did, but I know they ended up in full control over that magic carpet on Century and Fig. Used to be a real nice spot too. We used to have lakes and stay land up in there.
Sourcing third parties to create profiles for dates and offload advertisement, and sending each other money via Cash App and Apple Pay. A lot of the gang members on this case are from different Hoover hoods, some being 11 Deuce, 9 Deuce, and A Trey among others, and a few other gang members from other gangs are on this case. The listed gang members on this case are Keandre Young, aka Young Pope, Niles Harris, aka N4, Avery Amako, aka Hands, Jared Evans, aka J Money, Matthew Brooks, aka Vermont Star, Darrell Robinson, aka Popcorn, known as the rapper P4K from BPS, Jalon Phillips, aka Chop'em, Brian Israel, aka Folo, Tajon Gray, aka Tiny 3, and Tommy Crockham, aka Tommy Guns. The defendants also work together to recruit new victims via social media or in person, focusing on vulnerable girls and young women, particularly those with financial or emotional struggles or have run away from home. They also gave their victims drugs. The victims were recruited via false promises or luxury lifestyles and intimidation, and actual or threatened violence. For example, in April 2022, Tajon Gray, aka Tiny 3, and two accomplices drove to an area of San Bernardino, which is notorious for its 304 activity, and attempted to force two girls inside their car, grabbing them, but both victims broke free. In April 2024, Lady Duck and J Money utilized rooms at the Stadium Inn, a South Los Angeles motel, to traffic their victims. Police say some members of the Hoover's criminal enterprise produced rap music and videos, which often glorified the gang trafficking, drug sales, and firearm possession. Members of the gang also...
Yeah, see, Puffy got people thinking Rico ain't no big deal. Puffy was able to afford some real good legal defense, and they made it very difficult to try to... Whenever this Rico come after the hoods, man, they don't miss, man. I'm just keeping it 400. There's several hoods that have had federal indictments, man, and none of them came out looking too pretty or too... I mean, a lot of them never recovered, man. I ain't gonna name no names. People know what's going on in them streets. But yeah, a lot of them hoods to this day never recovered from them indictments, man. It's like it knocked their dick in the dirt, or ours.
Posted videos and photographs of their assaults on others to social media in order to intimidate their victims and ensure they're in compliance and performing commercial dates for their enrichment of them and the Hoover gang itself. The indictment also includes allegations of various other crimes, including trafficking through force, fraud, and brainwashing, transportation of the victims, exploitation, drug trafficking.
What they call guerrilla pimping, y'all. That's guerrilla pimping. That's strong arm pimping.
Conspiracy, money laundering, and conspiracy to purchase firearms.
Just 2 miles from where the Olympics will kick off in 3 years, the Figueroa...
Don't forget that element. The Olympics is coming. They can't have... You see how big it's looking? Y'all, anybody from LA, man, you done drove down Fig. Hey, look, when we was little kids coming up, Fig has always been Fig. Fig has always been Fig. But they were the ladies of the night back then. It wasn't real easy to tell, except the time and, the fact that they out on the stroll and all of that. But the way they dressed and all of that, you couldn't just tell that some of these women were what they call working girls back then, ladies of the night. Because they was a lot of them actually carried themselves like ladies. You just got naked women walking down Fig now. Turned all the way up. You think they feel allowed that to be on cracking like that when the Olympics come? Look, all these tourists coming from different countries from around the world today. And now y'all, even though I understand that y'all feel like y'all should be able to get y'all money at that time. You think these officials look, Western, Century Boulevard, all of those areas, because them areas all that got it cracking. Century Boulevard, come on, that's the corridor to the LAX. Then you got Western, and you got Fig. You keep going east, you got Long Beach Boulevard. It's a lot of strips in LA that pop. But then the west ones, all the ones west of that 110 freeway, man, they finna come down with the hammer, man.
Corridor is where the U.S. Attorney's Office says a total of 11 gang members and associates in the notorious Hoover street gang were rounded up and charged with racketeering and sex trafficking today, saying they exploited minors, runaways, and girls in foster care. Agents say the perpetrator was 25-year-old accused gang leader Amaya Armstead, also known as Lady Duck, who used Instagram and TikTok to lure victims.
They use Instagram and TikTok. That these young people, man, they don't look. Y'all don't think the feds want money. Look, y'all know the feds money, and that's another thing. They started doing that dude that No Jumper show too, just like the 6-0s did. They got indicted, hit up. A bunch of them that got hit up with indictments a few months ago. Everybody go No Jumper. Is this what the result is? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Social media. They make rap music videos.
Prosecutors say this gang was notorious. Not only did they lure these victims, they also branded them, brands that you use on cattle on their body to identify them with their pimps, according to prosecutors. We are told all those people arrested did get arraigned today. We're still waiting to hear back what their plea was. We know also there's still one person that they're looking for.
If convicted of all counts, some of the defendants face a minimum of 15 years in federal prison and a maximum sentence of life in prison.
Man, trafficking them little kids and all of that. Pimping and pandering. And this is California. The state Senate, Bill 14, I believe, the one that the state assembly didn't want to pass, it was asking for harsher charges against people for child trafficking. So y'all getting caught up like almost right on time. I mean, everybody know what's going on in LA with this whole child trafficking thing. But the thing about it is, Hoover, Groove, Crip, Cuz, nigga, where you from? All of that going on, man. And with all of that going on, check it.
Let me tell you something, man. The white man is diabolical in his wickedness. This 32-year-old white man who has a history of running.
Shouts out to Cap, my boy, Captain T. I follows his way. Follow this brother. His link is in the description as well. Follow my man. You want to learn something? You want to really learn something? Check this brother out.
Cars into Republican voting booths, decided to shoot a 67-year-old Army veteran, black guy, of course, who the white man is questioning his military status, snatches his military thing off of him, which is why the guy's in the wheelchair coming at him, because the white guy is attacking him. And what does the white man do as he's trying to...
Anyone that want to touch is assault. You can't snatch nothing off of nobody. You can't throw your drink in their face. You can't take a bunch of money and throw it and whack them in the face with it. All of that is assault. All of that is a crime.
Help himself, pulls out a pistol, shoots him in the chest, and then says, "It's okay, everybody," as if he was ever in danger.
How is it this man who done drove his car into booths of Trump supporters, how's he got the legal right to carry a firearm right now? Did he get convicted of anything when he did that? How has he got the right to carry a firearm? He had a 4.5 too. Shot the old man with a 4.5. But he really is a war veteran. He really is, because he survived. The brother survived. So he's facing assault with a deadly weapon with possession of a firearm. His bail is set at like $750,000. Thing about it is, how is he on the street with the legal right to carry a firearm after already trying to use his vehicle to hurt people?
When we say the white man is diabolical with his hatred for black people, it don't get no more than that. That man was able to open his bag, sit there calmly. The other guy's in the wheelchair. He can't do nothing. And he shoots this brother for no reason other than...
He wasn't in no danger. That's what the prosecution is saying too. That's why you got charges against you. This man's in a wheelchair. He wasn't in no danger. He couldn't wait. What could he do? And they said the gun that they claiming he had was an air pistol, and that it was holstered. It never left the holster, so he can't even say that was a threat to him, even though that was not a lethal threat. You say air pistol is not a lethal threat. Don't get me wrong. I'm a strong believer in self-defense, and if you draw an air pistol on me and I pull my real gun, dude, and shoot you, dude, I didn't know that was an air pistol. But that's if you pull it, like, and I see it, and all I see is a gun. I don't know if it's air pistol or not. If it ain't no orange tip or something on me to let me know it's a toy, that's one thing. He never even got it out the holster. And the fact that he's in a wheelchair, what are you gonna do? He gonna run you over in the wheelchair? You was in absolutely no danger, and you assaulted him. You snatched something off of his person. Just like in Cincinnati, the dude slapped the brother who was trying to break up the fight, and he ain't been arrested. You know, I wonder if has that dude been arrested yet? Somebody tell me in the chat, has he been arrested yet? The guy who the prosecution and the police all admit and agree initiated the fight, but the police said his lawyer, they went to go so-called arrest him, and his lawyer said no. You know, so dude, boy, hey, it is what it is, man. Our possessors slay us and hold themselves not guilty. In the meantime, between time, man, we running around here talking about, homie, where you from? What's up, Groove? And all this crap, all this craziness, man. Make it make sense.
And him attacking him. The white man is the devil.
You know, I would just have to agree in that case. That man is definitely a devil. What the hell? You shoot a man in a wheelchair in the chest with a 4.5 after snatching his soldier decal off of him and trying to make him prove that he was a soldier. Who is you the caucasity, man, on record? But this is what we dealing with here in this world, man. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. We don't want to know nothing else. We're happy with being Hoovers, Gray, you know, Parus, Crips, Bloods. We happy with that. That works. When here it is, it really don't. You understand what I'm saying? I love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. 360 degrees, man. We live to die, we die to live again. Whether it be here in the kingdom, man, I love every one of y'all. I know who you are. You're Yasha Allah. You, man, you more than when you mean more than what you know you mean, man. But you done been convinced that this is it. This is all I can expect in this life. I remember being one of them young people, man, and thinking I'd be dead by the time I was 21 or something like that, man. I remember that. I remember feeling that way. And I'm dead ass, man. That's honest to God truth. And feeling like, you know, whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I just gotta, if I go to the pit, I just gotta go. We was convinced that that was part of life anyway. On record. But nah, man, hey, yo, man, what's going on with the Hoovers, man? Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. But things are getting crazy. Your boy Bam Bam Belly Young, want to watch 3 Sons. I'm signing up out of here, man. I just wanted to do that little report on that story real quick. We got other things going on, man. Join us Sunday, man. We're going to be interviewing my brother Big Dawu out of those Jordan Downs, man, on the first ever the first ever Twilight Hour. After my big bro, man, peace be upon him. We're going to be bringing people in to discuss redemption, man, and the other side of this Crip and Blood thing, man. There's a whole nother side to this. If you can make it to it, you can do God's will, man. But you got to get over there, though, man. Hey, man, love y'all to death, love y'all to life.